got something special for y'all today, man. On It Was All a Dream podcast. We got a Philly hip hop legend, man. Legendary, man. Omilios Sparks, man.
What's up, people? What's up? What's up?
You already know what it is.
You
Y'all, they call
already know.
me the Dutchie man.
You
We
know
got
what
my
I'm
man Mod. We got my man Siege over here. And we got Onk in the building. And you know, it's time to get down to the nitty gritty. And how we do over there, It Was All a Dream podcast is we like to start from the derivative, right?
Okay.
So, 1990, we'll say what, 95, 96?
When we all started.
When we all started, right?
Yeah.
What was the moment that you knew that you wanted to take what we love, just being rappers, to that next level?
You know what? I was in the studio and I think I had one rhyme. I think I had one rap. And I put that rap down. I finally got that. I got to hear me back. You know what I'm saying? So when they played the rap back for me, I was like, you know what, man? Let me just do this again. And then it was one of them things that it turned into a passion for me. So I picked what I was doing down, try to pursue it. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I knew it was real.
Yeah. So let's go back a little bit before that. Before you got to that part, what was like your influence? You know, Philly is a big musical city.
Right.
A lot of people don't know. I feel like we're a little bit underrated in our history of music. But like, what was that thing that said, let me try this music? Like, where did you get your influences from?
Well, the guys that was bringing us to the studio at ICH, you know what I'm saying? They was just like letting us like, all right, you know what? We got a studio. It was a guy named Derek and Jim. So they let us go into the studio and we worked, you know. And then that was that. That was just that, you know, because Derek was one of the guys that really was hands-on. And then, you know, everybody else trying to, you know, do what they doing and you know, and focus on what the artists and what they doing. But the other guy there was hands-on, so when you got that kind of stuff around, different influences outside of other people that's pulling you in, you get the, you know, the mentor side versus, you know, just the push type shit going on. But that's, you know, that's what I was into.
Well, what made you fall in love with this?
Music, because it was a way out. You know, it was two things in our neighborhood. You gonna get a gun in the pack or a microphone. So at the end of the day, I was like, hey man, I might go forward with this microphone, my gun in my pack. I knew, damn man, I'm going to jail. Somebody gonna kill me. That's what I knew. That's what I knew. So it was like this. When I picked that mic up, I said, I take my chance in the world. They kill me this way. I say, fuck it. Yeah, it's for the kids. It's for the family. You know what I'm saying?
What age were you when you wrote your first drum?
Oh man, I had to be like 14. They was laughing at me. Nobody believed in me. Nah, you ain't gonna make it. You know what I mean? Them corny raps. How you rapping? You know. So I was young. I mean, I was like 13, 14 when I did wrote my first drum. So I was like, all right.
What was your first rap name?
Kenny Sparks. I used my real name. Ain't nobody. I knew what nobody gonna buy to that. So that's when I had to change my name. I had to switch the picture. Cause it was Kenny Sparks. That was my first rap name. They used to call me Banks in the street, but it was like Kenny Sparks. And I was like, this ain't really got a ring to it. I had to switch. Sparks I kept, but I was like, Emilio's gonna be the name.
Yeah, where did Emilio come from?
$1 million. You just take the N off and add it up.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
Yo, that right there is a trivia joint.
You want to go, because people like Emilio, remember, because Emilio has that. I was like, nah, we gotta do Emilio. We gotta do Emilio.
Bro, that was clever, bro.
Yeah, had to come up with something. You know?
Very clever.
Shit, you found something with a ring to it.
Yeah, and it was original, so I was like, bet. I'm running with that.
I never knew that, bro. All these years, I never knew that that's what that meant.
So when I think about your style, like to me, Philly definitely, but even through the whole industry, there's certain people whose styles just when you hear it, you know who it is.
Right.
Where did you get that? Like, you know, we the home of the spitters, as they say.
Right.
You got a real authentic storytelling. Like every time I hear one of your raps, it's like I'm watching a movie in my brain.
Right.
So where did you get that style? Is that something you just created on your own, or?
It was just one of them things, man. You know, the house was getting ripped down. My grandparents died. You know what I'm saying? We up the street getting 800, and people just the crib getting shot at, all that kind of stuff. We just drunk, rapping, and the pain. People was dying. You know what I'm saying? We was in distress. We was in a crisis. So I think the crisis brought that to the table. So. You know, so that's, you know, we all look at poverty in one like in a fucked up way, but at the end of the day, it helped us get to where we got to. So it was like, all right. And then these guys had that style. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't rap like they did. So, you know, because I had a partner. He rapped like that. I was the...
Get money talk.
Yeah, I was going right at it. I was the hunger and the pain and that kind of stuff. So that's just where it comes from.
I remember us...
Anybody from the inner city knows.
I remember us as young boys, right? And the Black House, and I remember we had we had to come down there, and it was like, yo, these guys.
Yeah, we had our days.
You know what I mean?
Because Fingers was the competition. It's a competition.
But we had to go down.
Yeah, they had the records out. Yeah, that's us. Like, oh.
But when to go down there and then to hear, no, it's other niggas in the city that really like talk that talk.
Then me, I wasn't a battle rapper. So these guys, they styles, everybody was out. You had Off the Hook, you had Figures, you had all these guys running around busting their moves. So it was like me. I wasn't a battle rapper, but I had to, so you know what I had to do? When I realized I had to write more records than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go to sleep in the studio while everybody wanted to run around. Every time I had to write more records, but the guys had different styles. And I was just messing with styles, and I came up with my own genre.
So you started with Inner City Hustlers, and then how did you end up with Rocafella? How did that transition happen?
Well, I think Jimmy went to jail. And then, so my homie from up 52nd Street knew Sadiq and them, you know.
Right.
So they I think y'all turned the deal down. I think Mega Figures turned the deal down with Rocafella.
Right.
If I ain't mistaken, right? I think something like that.
Yeah.
And then my homies took us to them. They took us to Jay-Z, and then me and O did Love of My Niggas, and Jay wanted us. So he went and got Leo Cohen. That was it.
So Sadiq put y'all on the hold. He already had a relationship.
He was up there already.
Sadiq had us all.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So Sadiq and Stevie G.
Yeah.
Stevie J
Was
got
like the
Bay
guys,
too, right?
Yeah, but
right.
it was Sadiq and Stevie G and Roller.
Okay.
So they was the guys that when
Roller.
I first came down to
Roller,
Southwest,
rest in peace.
you know what I mean? May he rest in peace.
Right.
But so, and it's crazy because all of us didn't turn the deal down. What happened was me and Spade had got a deal at Unentertainment.
Right.
So it was like we wasn't really letting us, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, all right, y'all got claws to do what y'all want to do, because I would always ask for that shit. Like, if we can't do Major Figures, I don't want to do nothing. So, me meeting Hove and just getting a chance to, actually see a nigga who, we watched him a little bit before us. So it's like, I would have never really thought to turn it down. It was just the money at the time. We thought that the money was going to continuously come in. So it was like, that's a lot that we would love to share with y'all, is that everybody said we turned it down. No, what we did was we looked at it like, damn, we already making this amount of money, and you giving us this amount of money, instead of looking at it like, no, you giving us an opportunity. Opportunity is way more than the money, because as you can see, he made a couple billion motherfucking dollars right now, and we still grinding to get to where he at. So, but salute
he
to
was a businessman when we got there. He was a little older. I think O was like about 32 at the time. You figuring about, you dealing with kids 15,
he was
16.
more
This
seasoned.
guy, he's there. So,
Right.
so but like he said, that opportunity that presented ourselves at that time, because things was fucked up in our lives. So it was a good look for us. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind the grind. You know what I'm saying? Because what we just talked about not too long ago is about moving forward, and we are grown now. We ain't kids no more. So now we had to get up to speed on what we really supposed to have been doing. So that's how it be, man. And that's just the fucked up part about coming from some of the hoods and these broken homes and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? So that's what makes sense about us being like a unit. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all guys got responsibility too. You see what I'm saying?
So since the Figures turned down that deal, that left an opportunity for y'all.
Right.
So when you went up there,
Well, we went with a group too. It was about 7, 8 of us.
Okay.
But they didn't make the cut. Just me and O did.
So that was ICH.
ICH, right. They
Okay,
didn't make the whole cut.
Who was all a part of that?
It was Hands of Stone, Aziz, his name, Nelly Scarfield, Spade and Gold, North, who else was there?
North and West.
Yeah, it was North and West. Ashley,
I didn't know that, bro.
Yeah, it was North
I
and
remember
West.
going and doing
Spade
that
and Gold
shit.
and all them up there, yeah.
So paint a picture though. What was the setting like? When y'all came in the room.
Well, this is what it was. I was new. So the second was always the new guy. So you know how it is when I gotta go and I gotta fight for my spot. So
Right.
I snapped the fuck out.
Right.
Billy Spark, motherfucker.
You wasn't leaving without that bag.
Motherfucker, I come up out the joint. I come up out the joint. That's all it was. That's all it was.
You remember
man.
the verse you spit?
Yeah, for whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, Love My Niggas joint. We spit a bunch of joints. I said, man, I got jumping the pill off, the tires spill. Even some niggas sometimes I'll be slinging the pills. Please give it 10 and 20, nigga. That was the deal. Find me guilty. Fuck it, I come back on the pill. We was snapping on them joints. We was giving them Philly hood shit. We was in New York acting the fuck up. We was in New York acting the fuck up, yo. We was acting the fuck up.
And what did when you spit that shit, right?
I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Either you sign it or you're not. We ended up going upstairs telling the motherfucking big dog we want them. I said, well, that's what and then I'm shocked now, like, for real? You know, we ain't using this shit.
Right,
So,
actually,
you know how we live? Well, they don't give a fuck about us anyway. So if it don't work, I'm snapping.
Right.
It's something happy, you like, ooh, for real. Oh, all right, well, that's family. That's family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fuck it, but it worked out, man. We didn't know. I didn't know. Because we was always taught, man, ain't shit gonna happen for us. You know, that's what I was taught.
Right.
You're not gonna make it, nigga. You gonna die. You gonna
Anything
stay. Yeah.
What year is this?
We got signed 99, and so that was in 1999 that happened. And then we finally inked it, I think, about 2000.
So if we creating a timeline, when that happens, is state property already a thing, or is that nothing? Like, how does that fit into where y'all come in with state property? Because, you know, for the casual fan, they only know state property.
Right.
The inner city hustlers and all that stuff, we don't really get to know. We don't really get to know that unless we deep into it. So
Yeah, that's see, the inner city hustle. What happens was, you know what I learned, man. You can't mix the two, man. When you live in a lifestyle and you're responsible for lives and stuff like that, you gotta put down whatever you're doing fucked up to stay there. So what happens is they go away. You know what I'm saying? So once you go away, about time the guys got back, it was over. You see what I'm saying? So you was there and then you disappeared. So that's why when you taking that response, when you say manager, that's like a parenthood. You see what I'm saying? You say, so you got to be there for them kids. If you're not, it's like, damn, you know, so you failed them on a low. You know what I'm saying? But we feel you. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we still had to find our way. So you can't get bitter about what happened. Because nobody really there to say, hey, hold the fuck up. What you doing? At the while, we had to do everything. So that's how it was. It was like, damn, so at the while, you know, I couldn't, well, it was bad. But when we got back, I was like, damn, that was a hell of a ride. But we home. So by the time we got back, we doing independent shit. It was like, damn, we had too much going on. So man, that's like you said, we get to do movies and shit. I was getting with people when we doing flicks and shit like that. Yo, we gotta put this bullshit beef to the side. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when they call, man, fucking right. Come on through. Let's get to it.
Yeah, so we were ahead of our time, is what they said, right? So we didn't have social media, none of that. So as of recently, we saw that Choke No Joke was doing a lot of the behind the scenes taping.
He was ahead of
He
his
covered
time.
everything. Chuck was above it. Yo,
So when you look back at that, how do you feel seeing that come out? Like a lot of those untold stories and hidden gems were showed by Choke No Joke.
Right.
What was the feeling when you saw that?
Man, you know what that feeling was, man. When you get to look at the timeline and realize, oh, this is what we was doing, and realize what the fuck really was going on with you at that time. It's like, goddamn, it's the same fight. The fight is for us to take care of. So when you sitting there, it's like, yo, man, I got a household and I got youngins. So that's the whole thing. Now, and we got a job to do for the company. So I got a job to do for the company, but I'm doing my job, getting my shit, so I get back, take care of it. That's what I be on. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm looking at the time, and so it's an emotional roller coaster because you're like, damn, man, we made history. Things ain't go all we wanted, but then we can't get mad because we still need time to grow. You can't get upset. It's like a growing pain you gotta go through. But it's like, damn, I can't believe that I pulled that off at that age.
Yeah, should have made
We was kids and like 19. You know, most people say we going to college at that time. 18, 17.
That was our college.
We was in the
though.
world. That was the college. So it was
we
like,
got
man, we in the
doctrines
world.
what we do,
Yeah, we the masters. We got masters.
Yeah, we got masters.
You know what I'm saying?
We
You
do, bro.
PhDs in this shit now. You
So
know what I'm saying?
we don't want to skip too far ahead, not to cut you off.
No, that's good.
So when you got that, when you signed, you first got that check. What was the first thing you bought?
Yo, wallahi, bro, that was the question I was about to ask you, bro.
Let me find out. See, I had a couple dollars sitting. So what the fuck did I go buy, man? I think I bought a Lincoln. I just was like, I wanted to do doofy shit. Like I wanted to buy a horse. I couldn't find one. I couldn't find one, yo. So my friend there, I was like, they took me to the joint. I wanted like pets and shit. Nobody was saying like, what the fuck do you want to pet? I said, fucking take me to the dog shit over here. So I said, fucking take me to the other place. Then they taking me all play. I'm buying Lincolns and shit like this. I'm just buying Lincolns, cars, jewelry. I bought a brain chain and shit. I bought jewelry. The chain was Pinky the brain. I put brain. I put an all gold brain chain with diamonds in his ears and shit. So, I'm just out acting that because I can do it. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah, we was acting bad.
Yeah, I was just like, fuck it. I can do it. We just out. And then, you know, plenty champagne and fucking up on all kind of, you know, I was just acting the fuck up.
You was living.
I was living my life. Man, I was living my life.
What the fuck you was gonna
put a horse at? Where you gonna put a horse at?
Right.
Now I'm glad you asked me that, because I think that's what everybody probably at that time was near me like, what the fuck is he going to do? Because
You was gonna ride the motherfucker, wasn't you?
I didn't think that far, but that's why I end up with it. Yeah.
Right.
So I end up with the Lincoln instead of the horse.
Right. You can park
Because I
the
didn't think
Lincoln.
that far.
I can park the Lincoln.
I didn't think that far. I was just like,
Park
you know, if I can go buy it, let's just go buy it. Fuck it. But I ain't got, because hook him up into the hood on the rail and shit. Hook him up on the rail. It's just like, you know, me and the hood, somebody stole my motherfucking horse. This motherfucker just stole my shit, yo. But this, someone show us that.
Nigga ride that horse feeling like this.
Someone show me my motherfucking horse, yo.
On a horse.
Yeah, so I, you know, so that ain't happened, but you know, that's what I want to do. But that was the first time.
So most people know we got a lot of good duos in the city.
Mhm.
You think about Philly's Most Wanted,
Mhm.
a bunch of good duos we've had.
Mhm.
So everybody always thinks about Oskino and Sparks.
Mhm.
When did that? Because obviously when we interviewed Oskino,
Right.
he told us, I thought y'all like knew each other since the sandbox.
No,
So
no,
when
no.
did y'all like first meet up and then figure out like we can make this a thing, like us two together?
Well, Jimmy, he was at ICH.
Okay.
O&M, like I said, O&M was over there. You know, I used to see them drive past in the trash trucks and shit like that, and stop and kick it with me and shit like that. So, Kenny, you gotta work. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, damn, man, I don't know about this rap shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that shit gonna work out for me and shit like that. But they was there, so we guys was season 2.
Right.
But our chemistry, you know what I'm saying, was just like, you know, he had his own style, I had my style, and they thought that, you know, that it worked. So we ended up doing a record called The Hitman, doing an album. And the album was pretty good, you know what I'm saying? So we ended up doing a couple albums together, and that was, we had good chemistry, so we stuck to it. And they paired us as a group, and that's what we
And when was the
got
first
signed.
time you like met up with him to, like, as far as the group? Like, when was the first time you, other than the?
Yeah, and I actually at the studio. So
Okay.
and then after we met, you know, we used to go to his house. We write, you know, you get to, you know, you buy 40s this week, I buy the 40 next week. That's right, you know what I'm saying? And that's how we used to get it in. You know what I'm saying? And when nobody have a whole lot of money at the time, you know, you got $5, probably got $3. You see what I'm saying? We get some
Chinese
rice and
stores,
gravy, we get some rice and gravy, we get some beer. Let's get it in, man. Go to the studio, cause we trying to make something happen. You know,
And
they
then y'all
gonna
went
be
right from
struggle
that to
forever.
Benihana's.
You see what I'm saying?
Straight to the
Yeah,
States.
you know, right. Then we start eating steaks. You know?
Right.
So let me ask you this, right? How did the state property clothing come into play?
Well, Mac, that was Siegel ideas and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They was having, you know, Rockaway was popping over there. Then Siegel, I think Siegel worked that deal out or something like that. So, you know, we was over there. Why not wear it, you know, if you want us to help promote and all that kind of stuff. So it was like, that's how it came, but it wasn't nothing we knew. But they did bring the ideas to us, so we had a say in it, because we was state property. So we said, all right, well, look, we like this. We look at it, something like, all right, well, we gonna wear it, fuck it.
So initially, was everybody supposed to get a cut of that?
Yeah, that's the part we don't know, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't sign to be their model, you know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
I was able to do whatever I wanted, you know what I'm saying? So if I wanted, you know, it was just like one of them things, it was a competition, like, you know, with Sean Jones, I used to like his velour. So we got Rockaway State Prop, nobody wants you in that Sean. You know how the gang goes, don't wear Sean John. I'm like, man, this shit is nice though. I like the black velour, you know.
Velour shit was
You be going somewhere to the label, you got Sean John, you feel a little awkward and shit. Like, alright, just in my box. You know
You remember like the academics and the Nietzsche? They would send us boxes of that shit.
Listen, check State Property one promotion. I had academics on it. I was like, look, that way, I like this.
They sent us
They
boxes
sent me
of that
shit,
shit. It was free.
They sent it to me.
But in the state prop movie, y'all was fly. Y'all had all the new rock shit.
No, all that was, but
Sometimes.
it was a good look for that, cause I mean, you know, I wasn't tripping. Mac and them got State Property and stuff like that, and then I wish we could have just did something more, like some business, cause that shit was like, that was a big thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, to this day we still cool, but like you say, all of us had to be learning something, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like these guys was geniuses in this field already. So, you know, you live, and that's anything on business, but for business. You know, I was, not too long ago, I was doing something, man, I fucked some money up on trying to get this clothes off the ground because I didn't know what I was doing. So I had to mess up to find out how to do the shit.
That's how it worked.
And that's
How
how
much
it
do
goes.
you think the state property clothing grossed?
I think we was grossing the same as Brown and Rockaway, man. No lie. I think that
Shit
same
was
pop
on
was
the wire.
popping.
They was wearing that shit on the wire.
That was pop. Everybody was wearing
Right,
it.
they
So it was
probably
like,
they
yo,
do.
that was.
Recently we just seen Drake. Drake had some
Drake
state
even
prop.
still in.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he found that. I'm like, yo, where you find that,
They
yo?
can find everything.
Yeah, where you
Real
find
shit.
that, yo? I'm
Real
like,
shit.
dang.
No, that shit was definitely popping, bro. Especially in the city.
So you say 2000 is when y'all really get signed. a pivotal or monumental moment for me for state property is 2001. That New York Rocafella freestyle. So like, take us back. Take us back to that moment, like when you
I
get
was watching
there.
a fight yesterday, screaming that shit.
Listen,
What happened?
so like, take us back to that moment when you get there. Like on the way there, like what's your mindset as you going in there? You know, I gotta fuck some shit up.
Right. Well, it's flex. So we know that this is clown time in New York. So what you can't do is fuck up. So now we on the platform. So you know this is getting out, get them butterflies out your motherfucking stomach, and going in and do what the fuck you need to do, because this is the moment. So that's why I was like, man, you know, I've had some raps. So let me just have some raps. That's what we knew. That was the magic moment.
Right.
So when that happened, it was and to this day, I think we was platinum in a week.
Yeah.
We was platinum in a week on mixtape. They were talking about doing a mixtape, can't go platinum. Yeah, it did.
Y'all fucking
It did.
though.
Yeah.
And listen, all the other niggas that was there, all them get low niggas.
Oh, get
and all
low
that,
was there. Yeah.
them niggas ain't.
I'm
wasn't
gonna
no
give it a
comparison.
H-Money
Right.
Everybody a Philly bias,
Yeah.
but he never
But see,
said my
this
man.
is what happened when
This
this why I think they point the finger at. This is what happened when they train us this way. Motherfuckers ain't going up there playing. That's the homeless business. Look, we not playing with you. We coming to kick some ass.
And we coming from out of town.
Yeah, we come from out of town. We had to take that ride up there, so you know what we stretching and cracking our neck and saying, all right, bring it on. It's time to eat.
When y'all,
It's time to eat.
who all was
Fuck
over
that
there with
y'all.
y'all? Was the Rangers,
Still,
Oh, hold on.
Memphis Bleak,
E-Money Bags.
H-Money Bags.
H-Money
Yeah, they was Get Low Squad.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
Get
yeah.
Low Squad. Yeah.
and it was the female that y'all had.
They dropped the mill, remember?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So at the beginning of it,
Mill wasn't there yet, right?
They had dropped her after. They dropped her before we went there.
what caused
Freestyle?
Before we went to Hot 97.
what
they
caused her to
dropped
get dropped?
They said she didn't want to work. And I think her boyfriend didn't want her over there doing the work over there. I think.
Fucking up the money.
Something
man.
like that, or she was being lazy. Two things I heard about that. It was her boyfriend or something, and she didn't want to work. She was being lazy. I'm not sure, but it was all they shit internal before we got there. You know, we got there afterwards. You know, she had the album and all that before we got there. Yeah.
Oh, man, that drink. I remember my brother coming
Legendary.
home with
Yeah,
Like,
that's
like,
Game Spitter.
Yeah. And there's no
Legendary.
visual. Like, only thing we know is Mac. Only thing I know is Mac at the time.
Right.
Maybe the
Free.
Gun. Cause Gunna is on the Dynasty and Free on the Dynasty on 100 Hustle.
Yeah,
So we don't
that-
know everybody else, and there's no visual. I swear, when I hear the name Omilios first, I'm like, they got Poppy, boy. Philly ain't even got no
They thought it was a
Poppy.
Poppy.
The
The black Poppy out this motherfucker, yo, the black Poppy.
And then no ball crack.
I appreciate that.
Just style, bro. Like always, I listen to shit from a different area because I record myself.
Right.
That unorthodox style,
Yeah.
that shit take more confidence than like a.
Yeah, I wasn't the best rhymer.
It don't matter.
I put the words where I wanted to put
Right.
it. That's how I was rolling.
It take more confidence though, 'cause
Yeah.
like, alright, like a Fab. Like Fab got a lot of shit that's flow driven.
Right,
It's
right.
a punchline here and there, but it's more so flow driven.
Yeah, he
but
flow.
for me to instead of me going A B A B A B A B
Right.
to go over here, and cause I ain't going front when you rap.
Right.
When you like. Your reaction when he get on, shitting.
Right.
Like, shitting, Kyle. Yo, I'm telling you.
I don't blame you.
You
young
can't
boys.
teach
I
that
blame
shit
you.
right if you're not giving you proper guidance.
Like,
I'm like, that style is so different.
Yo, what?
Was that your
Because
first
I was
time?
just talking to him, like, yo, you know, I grew up with the OG. This is how they
Philly
check
is, right.
out. So they checking the shit out of you, little whoop snap, little
Bro,
job,
Bar
get
City,
your little
man.
nigga. So it's like, you know, all right, mother. You know,
He
nigga.
said, so
And that's how I want that game. That's why I had to roll with it. That's why I had to roll with it.
Crafted style.
Yeah, it's like, you know, when you're around OGs, that gave me an old soul. You know, we sitting back chilling, and that's all I fucked with. I was fucking with the young guys all the time around OGs. We sitting, I'm peeking, trying to figure out what's going on over there.
Soaking
You see
up
what
the
I'm
game.
saying?
Soaking up the
Yeah, I'm
game,
soaking up
man.
all the game. So that's how my style.
And that was your first time at a radio station?
Especially like that, yeah.
Hot chick seducer.
That's why I said that was around the time.
So
You couldn't go
Hov,
fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
so Hov has this thing with Nas, right?
Oh, right.
Right?
Oh, man.
He has this thing with Nas.
Right.
How does it feel to be put on the front line against a nigga who we all looked at like,
hold your weight.
Because
we listen to Street Dreams and shit like
right,
that.
Right.
He said one love, and then it's like, now we here. Now we're in New York with Jay.
Grown now.
Yes, that's like, he just attacked us. You know what I'm saying? He attacked us. It's like, because if you attack him, it's like attacking all of us. It's like, man.
You know what he asked me when I met Nas? So remember we signed to Steve Stout.
Right.
Me and Spade, we signed the Entertainment Interschool.
Okay.
So Steve Stout had flew us out to work with Rottweiler.
Okay.
For the If You Want It joint. And we had the uncut video.
Right.
The naked joint for BET Uncut.
Right. So how they go, right?
We go to the studio, so I'm hyped. I'm about to meet Nas.
Right.
Nas walks up to me. The first thing he said, "Yo, who the fuck is Freeway and the rest of them niggas that was on the radio with Ho?" I'm like, they from Philly. He like, yo, a little tight behind that. I'm like, I'm a little tight behind that. He's like, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm gonna be real. Whatever y'all said on the Jones, right?
Tight behind.
He was hot behind that, bro.
I understand, but what was I supposed to do? Nas, if you're watching, I hope you understand. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, what were we supposed to do? We in the club. We didn't get mad when you call them ugly. You know what I'm saying? Right. You call other people all kind of nastiness. You know what I'm saying? All kind of nastiness. We was under attack too. You know, it was like, come on now, what would we do?
So you was with Ho when he did drop?
Man, listen, we went club cheating, so we was coming from the studio, getting some to eat, then working, and then they dropped their album, so it seemed like as soon as we went in that club, they put the record right, as soon as they seen it, they was like, oh, yeah. They put the record on, you phony, fat, ugly. I'm like, fuck Jay-Z, that's how it came on.
Yeah, fuck
I was like,
what was that restaurant?
So he was tight, we was tight, like, oh, fuck this, go to the studio.
What was the restaurant though that y'all used to go to all the time?
Matter of fact,
What the restaurant y'all used to go to all the time?
Which one?
It was the one y'all always used to be in the back of
Mr. Child.
Mr. Child. So it came out around that time.
Listen, and then and then be honest, that we got there after that. So he called us. Damon had called us. Oh no, that was there. I think that was there after that because that was Jazzo.
Right.
That was Jazzo on the tech when we was in Philly. But yeah, we was in there. Them guys when we was out there.
Spanking asses.
Yeah, they used to be like, we was in the middle of all kind of shit, man. Like, yo, what the fuck?
It was spanking asses.
But it's good to have Hov trust y'all.
Yeah,
the front line
Yeah,
against Nas.
Because these are big dogs. These ain't guys in the business that.
We talking
like
about
with Locks, that shit with Locks and all that shit. These ain't little like.
Yeah, we was gonna get to that.
Business. So Nas shit was crazy because he didn't care about going at him. You know what I'm saying? He was he had a little vendetta about some shit about the baby mom and all that shit.
Yeah.
So it was personal. You know what I'm saying? They had some shit going on.
Carmen, right?
Carmen or something like that.
Oh, that's what he said. We got more in common than Carmen.
Remember AI was snapping about it because
AI
was like, keep my fucking name out your mouth. And all that shit was going on at the
I
time.
forgot he put Chuck in that shit.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. So it was like, wow.
What came first? Was it Steak Pop? Was it D Block or was it Nasty? It was D Block or Nas. Which?
How the fuck did the D Block start? No, because of DMX record. It was something about a DMX record. He was like, don't apologize when you're two-way. Nigga, take it easy. This ain't and so niggas was upset. You know what I'm saying? So Mac felt like, somebody was talking about him. But so he knew that Jadakiss, now this is a spitter too.
Right.
So now you can't be playing. So now everybody like, all right, you're under the attack now. We're in New York. We'll be fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta go at it. So he knew that. You know what I'm saying? He like, damn.
Y'all niggas is dancing with wolves.
Yeah.
What was the last battle?
It was at Jeopardy. Shit was at Jeopardy. No, for real. Shit was at Jeopardy.
With no
discography.
Y'all was fucking with niggas that could end your
End the career. Yeah, motherfucker. They wasn't playing shit. They was relentless, motherfucker, suckers. Oh, motherfucker. No, he didn't just say that. Oh, all right.
So when where was y'all at when y'all heard the Locks shoot the
no, they was busting gaps at us. They was, we was everywhere because the niggas, it was just like one of them things, everybody couldn't wait to ride past and play the record and shit. So you see them motherfuckers turn this shit up and shit. They turn the record up and shit. You like, oh, for real? All right, motherfuckers, you know what's going to meet me at the fucking studio. You hear this shit, nigga? You like, all right.
Y'all put the motherfucker back like
put the sign up. Motherfucker, we under attack, man. You know what's going on. It's like, oh, man.
But y'all niggas was fearless, man. I mean,
Very.
y'all battle with Titans, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and it was crazy because they was big dogs and we couldn't back down because we couldn't because Rock was always looked as a huge like it was untouched, just him. Yeah. So it was like now we did. So if we take the L as a reflection on, you know what I'm saying? So we really couldn't let up on them for real.
So who was the toughest? Was it Nas and them or was it the Locks?
I think the Locks, because the Locks more relentless. Nas body this. If you look at corporate, like he snapped the fuck out with Ether. You know what I'm saying? Remember because they were trying to make it seem like Super Ugly when they were trying to put Super Ugly out. It wasn't.
And
that wasn't hard enough. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hope went at that a few times.
In 2023.
The other one I like is Uchi Wally Wally. He really was trying to get off on the gift and the curse joint, but
that was
Ether
better.
was
That was
fucking
better
shit
than
up. Yeah, that was way better than
Super
Super Ugly. Yeah, that was way better.
Ether was scary.
And the takeover when he was snapping at the Summer Jam on that.
Niggas don't say I'm gonna hit you with that takeover.
In
2023, people say I'm gonna give him that Ether.
Right.
Like that shit became a punchline. Like it really.
But no, he acted up on it. So I can't take that away from him. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
We got some good hip hop out of that.
So
hip hop. No bodies.
So
like hip hop. I mean, real hip hop. That was still sharpening still, no doubt.
Right. So out of all the three bosses at Rocafella, who was you closest to as far as relationship wise?
I fuck with Biggs heavy, man. Biggs, whole
shout out to Biggs.
Shout out to Biggs.
Rest in peace, Biggs.
Yep. Shout out to Kareem.
Biggs still it.
Biggs still it. He's still it.
Biggs Smalls. Biggs.
Rest in peace.
But whole man, it was one of them relationships like we can kick it, but we don't say much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then Dame was just ruthless because he on the corporate side. Like he's handling the company shit. So he's like, but I think me and Biggs was like, that's how I fuck with.
You don't hear much about Biggs.
At all.
Like,
He real quiet.
You know what I'm saying?
In the cut, but
What is Biggs doing now?
he back at the label.
Okay.
Yeah, Biggs back at the label. He's still instrumental up there.
And he got some clothing.
Clothing line.
Some clothing line.
What's it called? 8th Street, 5th Street?
Yeah, something like that.
Tricky ass.
Yeah.
Oh, some J. Jones. Yeah, I gotta check it out. He's still instrumental, but to be honest, that was the guy. But he gave me my shot. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, I'll never forget.
When was the last time you talked to Hope?
Shit, I reached out to him not too long ago to say what's going on, and after that, he don't really reach back out until you run into him and shit like that. But I reach out to say, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And that kind of shit. But I don't trip too much. But he see what's going on. We work.
Yeah, that nigga his biggest fucking record, man.
I was about to say that.
Bullshit.
And then you know what's crazy? When I wake up, I be waking up sometime and the people be snapping. Sometimes I be chilling and the people, motherfucker, somebody be snapping, motherfucker, and I'm told, and that's my man. And you know what? I be like, damn, they snapping.
It's on some real shit.
Yeah.
On some real shit, bro. Like, especially Philly niggas. We feel like he used y'all to his advantage and then said, fuck y'all niggas. That's how we feel.
Yeah, but guess what?
We feel the same way about that shit.
And you got the right to, and that's why I say it's up to us to make that shit right too.
Yeah.
We can't look for validation for them. We did what we did. All that was business. Well, all right, this business. We handle our business. But this town is that work.
I think we spice up.
Because that was your record first, though, right?
I got it right in my email, my real record.
Your whole record.
My
was
whole
yours.
shit, mine.
So you played a record for him. What did he say?
No, I'm actually recording it because me and O trying to do a record. You know what I'm saying? So I had this record way before I met them. You know what I'm saying? So I was in the booth like I need a record for girls. I need a record for girls. So I'm like, damn. I was what you call it? Freak nasty. So I went to the booth. To some freak nasty shit. He needed a single because Parking Lot Pimper wasn't gonna do it. Everybody knew it, so he needed a single. And they came in there and listened to the jaw. Who was in there? Mac. So Mac go tell him. You know what I'm saying? He like, damn, give it to me. So I was like, yeah, give me that funk, that sweet, that and that. They put it to a for real beat, for real head. They get on it. They like, damn, this the single.
That's crazy.
Is it a check at least? You get a check?
No, they gave me my writer's credit and shit like that, so I could get that and all that kind of stuff. But that publishing wasn't right for that one.
Wow. So with the writer's credit, do you still see a check?
That joint's mine. That's what it's like. Shit, millions in the pipeline. We arguing about this right now. Yeah, we arguing about this right now. Yeah.
Y'all gonna give me my ass cap.
Yeah, cause that's my.
It took me becoming an adult to realize what kids was.
Yeah.
So he did let you do the hook.
No, definitely. But at that time, we wasn't fucking. We like, let's get it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So me and him arguing don't make no sense because he knew what the behind it. So it's like, all right, it's cool. And then at the end of the day, there was a lot of other shit going on behind the scenes and the story that needed to be told. You know what I'm saying? About how I was walking out of that motherfucker. You understand where I'm coming from? So it's more to the shit. That's why you don't see me tripping too much about the shit. But I mean, we know what's going. You know, man, we know what's going on.
So shooting that video, right? Because that video was, to me,
Freeze.
when I saw the motherfucking video, I was like, damn, look at this, man. Like, I'm like, yo, look at the guys, like, they really about to take off. Like, I'm like, yo, this shit, the video alone was just crazy.
Where y'all shot that at?
LA. We was in California, right in the hills of California, man.
And that joint had the house with the roof.
Yeah, that joint was crazy. Little Kim, everybody was out there. The guy with the spoon, the Jim,
John Witherspoon.
John was
John
with the
Witherspoon.
spoon. Yeah, Pop.
Oh, Pops, rest in peace, Pops,
yeah,
man.
rest in peace. We had a great time. Little Kim, you know, you fuck with Kim. Kim was out there.
You know, you fuck with Kim.
Yeah, Kim was out there. That's the role with Kim Heavy.
We already know.
That's the role with Kim Heavy, you know what I'm saying? That's the role with what I said, he was the queen, he was the queen. You see what I'm saying? Okay,
Got a
cool.
chance to see, you know, some
great shit. So that's
I
what
want
I'm
to
saying.
touch on something, right? Because the young guys need to understand that.
Wait, before we get for your question, because I know where you're about to go. Let me ask you one. It involves the whole give it to me type of thing.
Okay.
I ask everybody this. So, when you in your career from start to now,
Right.
what was the moment where you sat back to yourself and was like, "Oh shit, I made it. Like I'm here." Like, was it to give it to me or some other moment where you was like, "Damn, I'm really here."
I think when we was in Vegas and they told me do me, it was like, yo man, do you. And I went out there in Vegas and I was like, bro, you know what? It's on. We had the Bellagio, you know what I'm saying? We chilling and stuff like that, man. We ordering off all kind of menus. You know what I'm saying? We in Vegas, man. We at the crack table. We got chisel. We run. I'm like, man, this is the life.
Right.
Cause I ain't never been. All we knew was. I'm 42nd Street. All we knew the corner of 42nd Street. So it's like, dang, you know, that's all we knew. We didn't about, man. But when you start seeing stuff like that, you're like, wow, man, this is a world out this joint.
Coming back home was always like,
yeah, but you know, baby mamas and stuff like, bitch, you ain't right, bitch. Bitch, we know you ain't right. Hey, bitch, we know you ain't right. Fuck out of here, bitch. So you can do that, you start getting past that, like, whatever. Listen, where my kids? Where my motherfucking kids at? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, you feel me? Shit like that, like, yeah. But you start saying that kind of stuff, you be like, man, we ain't got time for all that shit.
that's all good. Technical difficulty. It's good. We added it.
So you was out Vegas living
Yeah.
your best life, like
Yeah, I was out there having balls, man. I was like, wow.
So what's quick
You
question?
know, we had the awards. The awards.
Yeah.
Kelly Rowland and them.
Woo.
They called about play. I'm like, oh, hey, Kelly. You said, all this going on. We ain't just went. We with Mariah. We with Beyonce. We ain't playing.
What is Mariah like?
Oh, Mariah, she's laid back. She was doing it. Me and Ryan Clue was in there kicking. We working on the record. You know, he was dropping the at the backstage joint. What Clue put out after that? I'm trying to figure. Mariah was on the joint. We was in there.
It was the Illuminati tapes, right?
What
After
the
that.
joint he had? I forget the name of it, but we. So
Wasn't it
Mariah
Fab and all that?
chilling.
He was working with Fab right after that, right?
Yeah, he did. He signed Fab.
Yeah,
So I forget the name of them joints. But Mariah was on one of the records, so we in there kicking. I'm like, hey, Mariah, what's going on? She like, hey, how you doing? And stuff. She just sitting there rich. She's like, you know how it is. Yeah. That's all. So you like, but you know, so we having fun like so. I'm like, damn, we around all that. Serena Williams, we out Cali doing with your ladies, but me and Serena there kicking the shit. I'm like, oh,
Crazy.
What was the person
I'm like, yo, we out acting up,
the person that you met, right? That was like
starstruck.
you knew that it was like, damn, this
shit
look
real.
at such and such. Who was that? Who was that person that
we
made
met
you?
Michael Jackson. You know,
Ooh, what was Mike like?
Mike was at Summer Jam with us.
Was Mike like a gangster?
Mike was laid back. Mike came out there and told him, hey y'all, how you doing? Peace. Mike was laid back. Mike was laid back. Mike, you know Mike's super rich too. Mike ain't regular. Mike's super rich. He slide through chicken. He like, what you doing? You know? I'm like, this is crazy, man. I'm like, this is crazy. Mike super rich. You know, he coming through. Mike ain't, you know how Mike got his loafers on, his thing, with white tee, white button up, chilling. I think that's what he had on. He was chilling.
Damn.
What?
Yeah.
Like fresh from down the bottom,
Yeah.
though. Like I'm fresh from
Michael
down the
Jackson.
bottom.
Michael Jackson. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. We knew we was doing something.
I want to ask, like, all right, because I know the first 20, 50 times or whatever, you meet somebody like that, it's like, damn, we next to such and such. Now, after a while, a guy come like, no, nigga, I'm supposed you around these niggas who's supposed to be here. When that click, like, eventually that come into play?
Well,
like
first you gotta get used to it, like you said, because first you gotta get out the set. Like, damn, man, these guys. So, now you got a job. So, but once you start to get around and get a feel thing, now it's normal. Because we gotta be around. You can't be sitting and your man is joining at work. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, so we got around that kind of stuff, and it was like, damn, man,
you're supposed to be here.
When you start realizing, damn, man, it ain't, these are levels you're supposed to reach. Don't keep trying to keep me somewhere where that's what's wrong with people trying to keep you in the mindset and it's going already. That don't belong to you. That's just somewhere else. So I can always keep my medium because I'm always humble. You know what I'm saying? I'm always humble. I ain't one of them arrogant dudes. I ain't arrogant. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got to worry about that part, humble. But I'm just saying that kind of stuff. That's why when we talking, it's like, damn, there's more stuff to do. There's more work to do.
And the one thing that I take,
more things to see.
The one thing that I take,
more people to meet.
Right.
The one thing I take from this conversation that you constantly said is two words: job and work.
Right.
And I think that a lot of the newer artists, they don't understand it. They think I just get in this booth, I spit this verse, and now I'm gonna be torn. Like you have consistently in this conversation said job, work, and I want you to kind of like speak to that and like let the viewers know like how much we talking about the Give It To Me and Vegas and Mariah, how much work it was.
That's funny, because they don't know this behind the scenes. Once you do this, right, like you said, sometimes you locked in a room with 2,500 drops. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, you trying to do an album. We want 30 records. We might only pick 15. You see what I'm saying? You don't have a single. Now you got to keep going back and try to find. You got to work, man. This ain't all play. You know what I'm saying? So some of the things that you want to do and enjoy, you can't really. Like I said, man. Some of the family life wasn't always there for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what I mean, when you trying to have relationships with people, sometimes they don't always last. You know what I'm saying? Because we growing from regular people to kings. You know what I'm saying? So when you trying to come from a man to a king, it's different. You know what I'm saying? So we put strain and stress on things, and then when we realize because we reaching the level of greatness. When you're trying to be great, you can't understand the norm of things. You know what I'm saying? And so, it's wild because of the atmosphere that we come from and the habitat is that we was in an abnormal situation so long that we naturally turned into an animal. You know what I'm saying? In the field. So it's like one of them things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you either gonna love me or leave me alone, and then you can realize, hey, it's about a game.
Those
is my game. You know
Those
what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
The days when they give us that sheet and say, do the
what?
drops.
The drop?
You in that bitch for 2-3 days doing drops for every record label, every motherfucker, everywhere. Anybody that needed a drop.
Worldwide.
Yeah, you gotta do it. This is such and such. This DJ, this DJ, that DJ.
I can't, the call is coming in like, and what you doing? I ain't got time for that shit though right now. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't fronting, but that's how you say, like we said.
No, we was like this. Look,
we like this. You know what you dealing with?
We like this, bro. Get the fuck off my shoe.
You gonna do that? Like, don't do this because but that's where the level of maturity got to come into you. Like, so that's when you start. Then you start seeing the world for what it's in for, Then you be like, hold up. And that's what I'm saying, when some people sometimes when we going somewhere, we don't, that we trying to front. It's just that we outgrow certain things, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the reality thing. Growth's a motherfucker, and people need time to grow. And that's all it be. So that's what I had to learn. That's what all these experiences in life taught me about. Like you said, when somebody had another place in life and somebody else and they got to do the catching up and shit like that, and we wondering why we hurt. And wondering why we're going through that shit. You know what I'm saying? We asking why. There's a reason behind that shit. You know what I'm saying?
So I just heard you say a word, family.
Right.
It's an important word. Rocafella, did it really feel like Rocafella was a family? Because when we was looking outside looking in, it looked like y'all was tight. Everybody it was a real family.
Right. You know what? We got that kind. You know where we coming from is homies too. You know, family is family. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we come poor. If it's 14 of us in that crib, no matter how small the spot is, we want to stay together. We gotta break this food down. So at the end of the day, like that concept wasn't no problem for us. But at the end of the day, it was kind of tight, and we had arguments, disagreements, and that's what happened when people with money and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But me, I never lost focus on track about that kind of shit because it was like, all right, fuck, we can't let that shit break us up. But you gotta be in there like a family, but the business side of like the CEOs and shit like that, because it's another family somewhere over somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of their family. So we're you know, it's a pyramid. You know what I'm saying? So you got the top of that motherfucker when they are open, and then the shit is all that shit is trickling down, and it all start from ground zero. So we all working that motherfucker to that motherfucker. So that's why we are recognized. That's why the made figures is made figures. That's why I stay proud. That's why we here, and we still got more work to do. Like you said, we was 10 days. We was younger. Now we done grew from boys to men. So now it's time to get it.
So speaking of that,
You know what I'm
right?
saying? We done got the experience to be a tyrant. We know what that's like. You see what I'm saying? So now, all right there, huh?
For the young people,
Right.
You may not get along with people growing when you're young,
Right.
but always remember that there's a future, and in that future, you learn that your brother may want the same thing you want, but you just be impaired by the light, by the money,
The lure of the game.
the
Vanity.
and you know what's so crazy? The competitiveness.
Right.
The competitiveness. You're always gonna think that the money that you get today is gonna last. It don't last.
Oh no, you gotta know how to invest.
Yeah.
I learned that. I used to fuck up, but like you say, business, you gotta learn that, man, because they not gonna keep handing you out. It's your job. That's when people hear stories about what you got scorched for and all that shit. It's your job to make sure you shit right.
Right.
Because they job for real. Unless you got you a good turn or somebody really love you, your parents that love you, and say, oh, that's my youngin.
Right.
So that, but that's your job to be in there. That's what I'm glad, because we come from this shit, but I was on their ass. Like, I need my stuff.
Yes, right.
But they wasn't too fucked up, because it wasn't like, oh, but it's like, in my publisher.
Yeah.
And then y'all said it. We know not to get fucked for that now.
Right.
Where my publisher?
So you actually asked him for your publisher, but he kept spinning you, and he was spinning
No.
you?
It was one of them things we just had to get it right, because like you said, we was under an umbrella and it folded.
Right.
So it was a bunch of bullshit to it. Paperwork under paperwork. Just trying to get to this, but what we learned is that once you perform it, you write it, you know, it's your intellectual property. Whatever you do on there, I still got some shit
Exactly.
This says this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That check won't come.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
So when y'all stepped into the movie world, right?
Right.
We'll go there.
Well, that was Dame, you know.
Yeah, but the thing was, right? So y'all, they tell y'all that y'all could do this movie, right? What did it feel like? Because y'all did shoot not just a regular movie. This shit was a movie. Like y'all shot a real fucking movie. How long did it take for y'all to shoot
I
that?
think 3 months. I think about
And
2 months, 2 to 3 months.
and who directed it?
Abdul Malik.
Abdul Malik.
That's not
He
Philly,
did
right?
both.
I don't think. No, we shot it in New York. No, he didn't do 2. 2 was done by I think Dame directed. Dame did 2. Okay.
And what did it feel like transitioning from 1 to 2? Like transitioning from it. Like
Well, I got my business straight. All the things I heard on 1.